What's poppin', everyone? I'm Don Ferguson, and welcome back to another badass episode of something new here in the Teak Life Basement Bar. So, yes, tequila. Yes, 2 bottles. You might not know about this brand yet. So you know how back in the day on the radio, you'd have the DJ go, "Yeah, we're breaking a new record, you haven't heard this one." Well, that's what we're doing. We're breaking a new tequila. You might not have heard of this. You might not have seen it. You might not know anything about it, but we're trying 2 today. Let's roll the intro and get to popping bottles. Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Una Familia Tequila. You may not have heard of it. Hopefully you have, because it's getting a lot of attention in the industry, and we're going to talk about that. Excuse me while I whip something out. Glasses. What were you thinking? What was I going to... Come on. I got to drink it in something. So we are trying a Blanco today and a Reposado, and because this is an aged tequila, oh, it's a beautiful color, we are going to let it breathe. Pop goes the wheel. So I pulled this back because I want to read that when we do the bottle presentation. Oh, look at that. It's glugging. Don't you love it when you're pouring? It's glug, 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 glug. It's like the choo-choo train, you know, when you're feeding a baby. Well, if you get drunk enough, it's like you're feeding a baby, right? Put that seal back on. So that way, because we're going to talk about that. And right now, woo, oh, that's a nice pour. Going to be a fun episode here, but let's talk about it. Una Familia, one family. What are we talking about? One family. We're going to talk a little bit more about, you know, what it kind of means, what it encapsulates and everything like that, because I did get to talk to the owner and a representative from the company and had a great conversation. I love when I get to do that because I can get the personality behind these bottles. It's not just a bottle, it's what it speaks volumes for. I love doing that. Because we're just going to move this puppy right along. I'm going to do my pour of the Blanco. I love a good sipping Blanco. Now, I'm not going crazy with the Blanco. It's not chilled either. It's down here in the Teak Life Basement Bar, which is a nice balmy, like 64.5 degrees, maybe 65, all depends, but it's not going to be chilled. I know some of you like your Blancos chilled, but I'm okay with it at room temperature. So here's the backstory. This is a tequila imported by the same company that has amazing Mexican food lines, brands, companies, multiple ones in the Midwest. They've been doing it for 63 years. They bring families together with great food. Now what they're trying to do is, because of the authentic Mexican food that they're partnered with, they are doing an authentic tequila. I like it. Mexican food tequila, it just goes. Everything fits. Doing the swirl, we got tequila aromas just rising up. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself, but I had the distinct pleasure of talking to Andrew Miller and Josh Burnett from the company, and they filled me in on the backstory, which is just incredible. The Mexican foods, we're talking about brands like Spanish Gardens, Silva's, Perez Tortillas, so there is a vast history going on, and now they are exploding in the agave market. Now, this was launched in the Kansas City area, I think like last summer. The summer of 2021, so they haven't even been out on the market a year. However, they should be, by the middle of 2022, 9 markets. So they are exploding fast. They're getting a lot of attention, and they got my attention right now because I'm getting parched. It's very dry in here. Yeah, so Andrew told me there's a history of, you know, tequila consumption in the family. I'm not going to say they're overdoing it, but being in authentic Mexican foods, you know, as a background, it only made sense to jump in because of the passion for tequila and create their own. So this brand, 11 months from idea to being in a bottle. That is super fast, people. You don't even understand. That is, I know brands that have took 5 years to do. Bottles, yes, plural, double fist in this. That's probably the first time I've ever done bottles like that. But very nice, sleek bottle, you know, elegant design. It actually reminds me of Weller Bourbon in the shape of this bottle, kind of, sort of, but very sleek, very classic. And you mixologists, bartenders, you're gonna love it because it's easy to hold around the neck in a fast-paced environment. And on the store shelf, it doesn't take up a ton of room. All the design was done in-house, so this was like a really, you know, big family affair. The company just went all in, developed this, designed it, and what I like about, and I wanted to keep this, around here it says pour, sip, socialize. That's what we do. We pour, we sip, we socialize, and make a compadre. Don't you want to make a compadre when you're at the bar drinking? Maybe, okay, that could go two ways. Blanco. Yes, we're gonna start with the Blanco. We talked about the bottle. Nice classic design. You know, it looks like it, I like the wood cork because, you know, it really does shine out. But we're gonna start with the Blanco. Anytime you are doing a tasting, please start with the Blanco first. I mean, that's if you're doing a flight. So you're working Blanco, then Reposado, Añejo. So we are going to start with, boom, their Blanco. Let's go in. For the nosing, I'm using the Teak Life Signature Tasting Flute. Picking up that roasted cooked agave. A little bit of bell pepper. That's interesting. A lot of herbal tones. So this is out of NAM 1438. It's one of the most awarded distilleries in all of Mexico. I mean, they probably have hundreds of millions of awards. Maybe even more coming. Who knows what this brand's doing. But yeah, what I'm not getting is a lot of alcohol vapors. So you're not getting that ethanol reaching up, piercing your eyeballs, and crying like it's a Meryl Streep movie. Nothing going on like that. It's very clean. It's very nice. But yes, I'm getting some herbal, vegetal tones. So that vegetal is coming from that agave. And Blancos are the purest form of tequila. So if you really want to get, especially if it's a good tequila, if you want to get all of the essence when it comes to tequila, you want to go with the Blanco. And let's just go right in. Oh, that is pleasant. That is actually really nice. So I'm getting a little bit of like black pepper, but I'm really getting that cooked agave coming up, rising up, some vegetal tones, definitely tasting, you know, that agave. It does have a little bit of pepper on the finish, but it's not over, it's not a nuisance. You know, it's nothing that's just gonna scorch you, you know, and be a flame or anything like that. There are some of those brands out there. We ain't gonna mention any names, but this is actually, and I'm gonna say it, quite smooth. Yeah, we typically don't say smooth. It's just oversaturated. But let's go into round two. Let's see what we're picking up. Yeah, that's nice. That's actually really pleasant. And you know, I might have drank a little bit too much, but you're really getting that cooked agave, some vegetal tones, you know, fresh agave are coming through, getting a little bit of hit of that pepper, but it's not really, it's not going crazy. There's some nice floral in there. I'm getting a little bit of citrus, maybe some dried stone fruit, kind of a mint finish. Not over crazy. It's not like you're chewing double mint gum, but it's just nice and refreshing because it's so crisp and clean. It's really nice. This is a dangerous sipper. I'm telling you right now. That one I do like. Now chilled, it might be bananas. I'm not saying you're gonna taste bananas, but it might be crazy. You know what? I'm just gonna finish it. Boom. We finish it. Now I did a small pour. I got another one, people. Jesus, come on, get it together. I really like it. Their Blanco is really outstanding. I think it's going to do some great things. Is it Teak Life approved? You're gonna have to wait and see at the end of this episode. On to the Reposado. Color, look at that. Holy shit. You know, it's like that Indiana Jones movie where it's the gold statues, you know, it's radiating. The legs are nice and cascading. Ooh, that's a brilliant color. Very light straw. I really like it. Oh, you hold it up to the light, it's like iridescent. It glows like one of those shiny fishes. But really nice, great color. Let's talk a little bit about the juice and the distillery. Typically at this distillery, they do a blend of highland and lowland agave, so you can get a nice sweetness and then also like an earthy mineral rich tone. It's from the Soils people. They're both 80 proof, so we're not cutting anything here. They're not overproof either. There's not many overproof tequilas, but there are some out on the market. They do a Horno and autoclave cooking method, and this distillery just has a very extensive history of great tequilas. Let's compare this to the Blanco in the aroma. Oh yeah. Oh, that's light. Very nice and light. You know, that golden amber color just radiates, but I'm getting light vanilla. I'm getting some more of that cooked agave, so it's not wooded so long that it woods the hell out of the agave. So you're still getting that on the nose. There's no doubt about that. Nice sweet cooked agave. I'm getting some baking spices on the back end. Little bit of vegetal tones. That fruit is still kind of radiating through, and yeah, there's like I don't want it to sound like a bad way, but a mustiness, and I think that's a lot of times from the soil. So you're picking up some of those earth tones from the soil, and if they're using a blend of highland and lowland agave, it makes sense. So you're getting those fruity tones from the highlands, and then that earthy mineral rich quality from the lowlands. Should we taste? Yes, we should. Oh, it got the snap. You already know, that's a dead giveaway. That's nice. I'm getting the cooked roasted agave up front. Little subtle caramel, however you want to say it. I know people get rude in the comments. Want to cover my bases. Vanilla. That wood is coming through, but it's not overly wooded. So with the color and then the flavor profile, I don't know this. I forgot to ask, but I think it is aged anywhere from 4 to 6 months. From the color, I would probably say around 5-6 months, because it's not overly dark, but it's got a great color profile to it. And the taste it's actually very, very nice. When it comes to pepper, am I getting pepper on the back end? Well, let me check. Boy, that's nice. It's got a nice sweetness to it, but it's not overly sweet. If you like some of those really sweet, desserty, Americanized tequila, aged tequilas, you know, this one isn't like that. This is more authentic, in my opinion. I'm catching that wood. So that wood oak, they're probably using whiskey barrels because I can pick it up. You can really get that in the taste profile. I'm getting a zest from citrus, so like a orange rind, ground down, something like that. You do get a little bit of black pepper spice on the back end, on the finish, but it doesn't linger. It kind of comes, it's like a roller coaster, and then you just drop off. You know, that might scare the shit out of you, a roller coaster. I don't know. But let's go in round 3. This is the one that counts, people. This is where we get everything. Boy, I like that. It's not overly sweet. It is very palatable. This is an amazing sipper where you can just sit out by the fire, the campfire, drink a couple bottles of it, try not to fall in the fire. There's a little bit of smokiness on the back end. With the oak, I'd like to know a little bit more about that, but it might be a toasted, you know, whiskey barrel. It could be maybe a little light char, because I'm picking up a little bit of smoke in it. So it's probably from that char, but that citrus and that caramel and vanilla are just kind of coming together. And it's so welcoming. I'm really digging it, as you can tell, because it's time for number 4. Bam! Yes. It's really good. So, is it Teak Life approved? Bam! It's 100% Teak Life approved. I really like this. This is something that I could absolutely sip, and their Blanco, I'll say it, is incredibly smooth. Yes, it's smooth. Both of them are. A lot of flavor in this one. So if you like a good Blanco tequila, I highly recommend this. But if you're more of a Scotch whiskey or an aged tequila drinker, this one is right up your alley. I'm going to drink a lot more of this. Now, I know Una Familia Tequila is a very new company on the market, and you see a Blanco and you see a Reposado, and I know what you're saying at home. Yes, there is an añejo. Look at that color. So this is coming on a future episode of something new. And They do have an extra añejo, but I was told it was sold out and they couldn't send it to me. It was sold out. Sold out. Do you hear me? Well, we'll do the añejo on a future episode, and maybe one day we'll get lucky enough to get that EA and have it right here and tell you about it. But that wraps up another episode of Something New here in the Teak Life Basement Bar. Una Familia Tequila, 100% Teak Life approved. So far, we still got one more to try, but I'm digging what's going on right now. A new brand on the market. Nobody's probably ever reviewed this yet. This is a first. God, I like being first. If you want to see what's coming up on future episodes of Something New, be sure to follow us on social media. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We always show what's coming up on future episodes, and sometimes we get crazy and write little mini blog reviews just to kind of entice you to go to your liquor store and buy something. If you need a recommendation, or if you're a brand and want to send me some swag to wear, or you want to get your brand right here, hit that email up. I will answer. I promise. Life's too short to drink bad liquor, people. Choose wisely. I do not drink bad liquor. I'm going to fill this glass up and guzzle it. We'll see you on the next episode. Cheers.